Hey everyone, I wanted to give a quick update after the open house number 2 on Wednesday evening about the golf course. Just some high level takeaways and next steps. So, first of all, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who showed up, and it was a smaller crowd than the first open house. Part of the reason is because the leader didn't run an article about it, which was really a shame. But I saw a lot of folks that I know, so I'm just really grateful for everyone who showed up. The next thing I want to get across is that if you missed it, it's okay. You can take the survey, and that is on the city's website right now. I'll put a link in the description. It's very short. You just do your name, email, and basically which of these 4 site plans you prefer. I'm going to talk through them a little bit to just kind of help you understand the options. At the end, after you've chosen which one you prefer, there's a question about which elements you would add or remove. The team will be reading all those comments, so if it's not exactly what you think it should be, go ahead and put something there. Secondly, there's going to be an online version of the same presentation, as well as the same chance to pick your preferred site plan on Monday, May 1st from 4 to 5:30 p.m. You can go to the city's website to log on to that. They do use, I believe, Microsoft Teams, so if you haven't done that before, you might want to give yourself a few extra minutes to get set up with Microsoft Teams before it starts at 4 p.m. So the 4 plans are improved golf, a couple hybrid options, and what they're calling the Central Park option. Improved golf just means the golf course as it is now with new investments. And then the lessee, the company that runs the golf course, would sign a new lease and the golf course would continue exactly as it is. The first hybrid option removes the driving range. It takes a couple of holes that are closest to the Mountain View campus and puts them over where the driving range was to free up about 10-15 acres, I can't tell exactly, for some other alternative uses, and you'll be able to see those in the survey. That one also invests new money in the golf course because essentially multiple surveys now have found that the golf course as it is not a financially sustainable operation. It needs investment in order to be financially sustainable, and consequently the price per round is going to go up in every single plan. And it was stated at the open house the other night that it would likely go up to about $25 a round. The second hybrid option is basically just a continuation of the first hybrid option. So everything I just said, and then later on down the road, I think 10 years later, they would decommission the golf course and turn it into, I think the title they're giving this one is Space for Nature. So the golf course gets decommissioned, and then there's a lot of habitat restoration, and there are basically walking trails through the rest of the property. The third option is called the Central Park option, and that closes the golf course right away and adds a whole lot of alternative uses that the community has been asking for. So there's a bike loop trail around the entire perimeter of the property. There are walking trails. There is nature play area, community garden. The dog park would move over there. There would be a kind of community, I forget what they're calling it, community center. They would do an RFP process to find an investor who, it would be like a public-private partnership, to find an investor that would want to operate a business. Essentially, there would be some sort of revenue stream there, but it would be a kind of community center area, kind of near where the clubhouse is now. There would also be an amphitheater down near where the bottom of the driving range is now. And I just want to be really clear. Option number 1, improved golf, and both of the hybrid options all invest new money in the golf course. And then 2A would decommission the golf course after 10 years. But option 1 and option 2 would keep the golf course open indefinitely, or at least as long as there's a private entity that wants to operate it. My point there is, in option 1, option 2, and option 2A for 10 years, the city would continue to be subsidizing golf. Currently, the golf course gets about 8 million gallons of free water per year. So there's a big subsidy that's currently going into the golf course, and that will continue under options 1, 2, and 2A, with the exception there being that after 10 years in option 2A, the golf course would close and the entire property would become a park. In these plans, the changes would happen slowly over a long period of time because the primary funding mechanism for this would be grants from the state, and those are on a 2-year cycle. Our local parks department would apply for them once they have a clear plan of what they want to do, and they explained at the presentation that a lot of the money can be generated that way. After getting the grants, they would make up the difference with capital improvement projects, I think maybe is what it's called, and that these would be, we're talking about over 15, 20, 25 years. So the cost is really spread out over a long period of time. You know, I have concerns just like everybody about affordability here and property taxes, and those are real concerns. I'm trying to remember that we also need to think about how we're investing in our community to keep people wanting to be here, especially families with young children, and what are the amenities that are here to attract the next generation that's going to want to live here. Go to the city's website, please take the survey. I'll put the date that it closes in the description, and thanks for watching.